Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast. We are on a Thursday morning. Wally, I still haven't gotten any updates from him, but that's okay.
I want to say that, I think I saw a email from our CEO that they think they're flying home today. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Well, that is brand new information.
If they are, I don't know.
So, anyways, usually it takes him about a day to get back, but then he'll be back on Monday and he'll be ready to go for sure.
Tell all the cray stories.
Right, exactly. I'm going to start us off because mine is a little sad, but in a way it's good. So Shaquille O'Neal, I feel like I have seen him in all kinds of ads, whether it be General Insurance, Icy Hot, Papa John's, Reebok, and Buick.
The General.
Yeah, he's got a lot of endorsements going on, and his net worth is currently around $700 million. So he's not doing too bad for himself. But I love what he's currently been doing. He's been hearing about these stories of people's lives being tragically uprooted, and he is trying to do what he can to help, mainly through giving of funds. Most recently, he found out about this 12-year-old little girl. Her name was Jada West, and she had been being bullied at her middle school in Georgia. But I guess she got into an altercation, a fight at a bus stop, and her head hit the pavement, and she went into cardiac arrest.
Oh, my goodness.
Was rushed to the hospital.
At 12.
And passed away 3 days later. Yeah, at only 12 years old due to a fight with a bully. When Shaq heard about this, he said, as a father, it just hurt his heart. And he said, if there's anything I can do to ease even a small part of that burden, then it is the right thing to do. So he is paying for her funeral expenses.
Oh, man.
And the parents of Jada are saying that, they've got a lawyer involved and they want to get behind, because I guess that there is some video footage of this whole thing going down, which it's so sad. But this is not the first time Shaq has done something like this. He also paid for the funeral expenses of a house fire that happened in North Carolina where some people passed away, and he paid for those medical bills as well.
I've heard stories of him doing that. I've heard of him walking into jewelry stores and paying for somebody's engagement ring. Mm-hmm. So he's a good guy.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a Shaq fan.
I remember we were on a drive, probably. Oh man, I'm old now. Maybe 11 years ago at this point, we were going to a baseball game, and apparently you can switch the voices for your GPS. Yes. I had just gotten a smartphone, so that was new to me. And we set Shaquille O'Neal's voice up as our GPS voice. Turn right.
Did you like it?
I liked it. I think he's a funny guy where you don't see, I don't know what his past is, or if he, had some stuff that went wrong when he was younger. But I feel like he is a really good example, because we talked about it yesterday about, people these athletes make a ton of money, and then we want to see them do really good things with it. Mm-hmm. He's an example of someone who has that crazy net worth and still lives the high-end life that he does live, because he earned that, but also takes care of people.
Yeah, I love to see that. All right, Gavin, what do you got?
Okay, this is an interesting one, and I tried to do as much research as I could. It's a patient at a hospital in Tallahassee is refusing to leave the hospital months after a formal discharge. So this starts with it's interesting. It's a patient. I can't find a name. I can't find a gender.
Maybe HIPAA violation.
Something like that. And they, I guess, were formally discharged on October 6th. So they were formally discharged on October 6th. As of March 2nd, because I didn't see anything, there's not an update over the last 17 days. They're still in that hospital room
because they're still sick.
Because, and I can't find that. They can't find that out either, because I did go and do a bunch of research on what actually is your right when it comes to staying in a hospital. So the hospital, they wrote down the form. They have the formal discharge. They issued a complaint to a written complaint, or a written notice for them to leave. And then they have a court hearing where a judge will determine, based on evidence, based on both parties, what the right legal proceedings are on March 30th. So all of that just
wonder
sounds...
if that'll be done over Zoom because this
they're not going to
person
leave the
will not
hospital
leave
room.
the hospital.
So I looked up what you are when you're formally discharged from the hospital. Can you choose to stay? Your rights before leaving, you can appeal a discharge. So I'm kind of assuming that this person did this. If you are a medical patient and feel you are not ready to leave, you can request an immediate review by an independent organization. You can stay during the appeal. So it seems like an appeal, if they asked for an appeal, then they're able to stay during that appeal.
Mm-hmm.
And we know governmentally, medically, all these things just take way longer than you would hope. What's interesting to me is that it seems like this hospital, they said they have tried to coordinate with family members to get them out of there.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to offer non-emergency transportation back home for this person.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this person was, in a horrible situation where maybe their home was being taken away from them, so they needed some place to stay. I don't even know how this person's getting food to themselves.
Well, if the hospital is providing it for them, I don't know.
But apparently hospitals can, they can involve social services, case managers, and administration to help discharge a person. And then if they still refuse after that, a hospital can then accuse you of trespassing, which would then...
Is that what this is?
It says that they haven't actually tried to force the person out of the hospital. They continuously are just trying to, it seems... I
don't think you could
have
physically
a clean
force.
breakup.
Yeah.
They're trying to do a clean breakup. And they're saying that, and this is the hard part for me, is that they're citing, a lack of hospital beds or a lack of rooms for people. Mm-hmm. It does seem, and we don't know what this person's going through behind the scenes, but if my heart breaks because yes, if there's somebody who's in a real medical dilemma or has a real medical issue and they need a hospital bed and the hospital's not able to offer that hospital room, then you are taking that opportunity and it costs money. Also, the bill for this would be astronomical after staying in a hotel.
The only thing I can think of is if they are thinking, this patient is thinking they didn't get the right care, that the hospital maybe made them worse than they felt when they first walked in, and they feel like they have a right to be there. Or I read a whole book that's about you making yourself sick. It's I forget what they call that. But anyways, it's when someone is so desperate for care, they want to be paid attention to, that they're constantly having to be the caretaker, and they want a refuge, and they like the attention that they get from the medical staff, and so they don't want to leave that. Now, ultimately, what that comes down to is the reason that they want to stay is because they've made friends with the medical staff. They like being doted upon, but that comes down to a mental state, and so they need to get a therapist involved and be like, okay, why do you feel like your only friends are these medical personnel, and then how can we get you involved with a community so that you feel cared for outside of the hospital? But I forget what that was called. But anyway, those are two options. I mean, most people when they are in the hospital, they want to leave.
And exactly. No, I don't ever go to a hospital with the intention of staying any longer than needed.
Overstaying your
welcome. The only time I've been in a hospital longer than maybe a few hours is just for our son being born, and that's you want to be there because they basically are teaching you how to do all these things, so it's a good time. But yeah, this person's being sued for not leaving. It just seems like you made this worse than you expected, and are then hunkering down and committing to the
what is that? Squatters' rights? Let
me see here. Squatters' rights. Squatters' rights.
Do they hold up in a hospital?
Hold up in a hospital.
I would say yes.
Squatters' rights do not generally hold up in a hospital setting, although patients who refuse to leave after being discharged can create complex long-term legal and safety issues for healthcare. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So it's there is no legal claim to ownership when it comes to a hospital room. Maybe this person thinks that that's the case, but I think that you're probably hitting it on the head where they've gotten just used to being there and used to being doted upon. And maybe when they were there, it was for something very serious. Like you probably are not committing to a 5-month hospital lease for like a cough or something.
Right.
Because if you ended up in a bed, you probably had something real going on.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
we'll see how it goes. All that to say,
I don't know who I'm cheering for. Probably just the hospital so that they can.
I guess. I don't know. Listen, at this point, like, you do you, boo. Yeah, whatever. We've got one birthday to give out, and that is to Claire. Claire is celebrating a birthday today. She said, I'm turning 22 and currently working my dream job as a full-time baker at a sourdough coffee shop. Now, that sounds really cool.
It's fun.
I love that. She said, last year, y'all asked me my favorite thing to bake, and I have to say it's cinnamon rolls. Oof, that sounds wonderful. Do you have a favorite bakery item and or thing to bake yourself?
Ooh, I don't bake. I love a good Toll House cookie, though, if that counts, for putting it on a stone.
I mean, you got to bake it.
Baking it, but I've never done the whole like flour, yeast,
No.
I have a sourdough starter at home. I'm not that motivated to work on it though. Favorite bakery item? I love a good croissant. Like if it's a croissant. If it's really like fresh and buttery, and you hear the crackle when you pick it up, that's a good time.
I would say mine is these cinnamon rolls. Claire, you have sold me on them. I mean, if you ever felt so led to drop off some cinnamon rolls, I would not be against that. I mean, I love me a good cinnamon roll. Usually, I don't make them. I do the Pillsbury Doughboy ones that you can just pop out of the can and put in the oven. And to me, those are fantastic. I like them a little crunchy. Like I like them a little burnt on the ends.
Because the inside's still going to be like nice and soft.
Oh, it's so good. That's what I want now.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow. Anyways, okay. I think that's everything. Oh, I do want to say too, Wally did another video that he posted where he has 2 boys that are choosing their own families to sponsor them. So you can actually check that out when you text the word Africa to 91979. That's Africa to 91979. And always remember, you can leave us a voicemail as well. It might get played here on the Aftercast. And that number is 615-807-0040. That's 615-807-0040. You have anything else to add?
No. Okay. Are you excited or ready for him to come back? Or
yes and no. As a person, yes.
As a friend, yeah.
As a friend, yeah. As a coworker, as a colleague, I don't know, because he's probably going to have all these ideas, all these projects, and it's like being on a roller coaster.
There's a lot of fire that comes back.
Yeah, you got to be on all
that.
Yeah, so like whiplash. I don't know. So yes and no. What about you?
Yeah, I think I'm excited for him to come back just because then, like there is, doing the normal show. It's still very fun to do, but these are weeks that are like a little bit. Like I feel like my brain can slow down just a little bit more, and there are some times in life when that is just super valuable. So I'd say that's been nice this week to slow down just a little bit. But yeah, as a friend, and I know that inherently more laughing comes along with his return, even if it's not a great joke
at your expense.
Yeah, easily. You're right. I don't get made fun of as much when.
Yeah, that's true.
Huh.
See, who's the real problem here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as always, thank you so much for being a potty.